Hello, I am Aniruddha Kulkarni from RF Lab Solution. Uh, our today's topic is related with long range pulse radar. In today's topic, we are going to cover basically the plan, position, indication, display related things, radar capabilities, and the general introduction regarding radar. Our part number of radar is as you seen here, COCO PR8G8K. PR means pulse radar, 8G means 8 gigahertz, and 8K means 8 kilometer. That is a X band base radar. It is a technology related with the pulse radar. In this demo, our today's agenda is radar and its types, live demonstration related with radar and its component, radar display, demo of COCO radar PPI screen specially, and radar capabilities. These are the main highlighted points which we are going to cover in this session. As we know that radar means radio detection and ranging. This is the full form of radar. As you see in this picture, here is the transmitting antenna is there, some target is there. When it is sending some transmitted pulse, now it is sending the pulse, the echo will comes to the radar. So then there is a two pulses are there, transmitting time and receiving time. With the help of this time, the radar is calculating the range distance. At the same time, due to the rotation of that antenna, they are also going to calculate your bearing targets, means from which direction your target is arrived. So direction of arrival is going to be calculated with the help of bearing of the antenna, as well as the time delay is useful to calculate the range of any antenna. Second block diagram, in this second block diagram, this is transmitting side, receiver side, and duplexer side. So in between the transmitter receiver there is a unit called as a duplexer, which will give the high power signal to the antenna and taking the low power echoes and provide it to the receiver side. So when it is transmitting high power pulses, this high power pulses goes to the target, echo is received, and that echo is processed through some DSP processor and it is displayed on the various screens. So the main component are transmitter, receiver, duplexer, antenna, and display. These are the parts of the radar. So in the radar layout, these are the main component. If you elaborate our pulse radar, the pulse radar has some few more component like klystron or magnetron kind of generator, modulator unit, synchronizer unit. Then there is some DSP processor which is very advanced in which will process echo signal. So if we see the classification of radar, the radar is mainly classified into two parts. One is the imaging radar, second is non-imaging radar. Imaging radar means the radar where you can plot the echo signal and you can see the history of that target. If it is happened on the screen, that is called as imaging radar. In the imaging, there are main radar, primary radar. Primary radar means where your transmitting, receiving part and antenna part are together, then it is called as primary radar. In secondary radar, only primary means the transmitting parts are there, but the receiving part is placed very apart from the that location. So if the TX and RX is apart, then it is called as secondary radar. If the TX and RX is at the same point, then it is called as primary radar. In the primary radar, there are again two types. It is on the basis of we can say the wave. There are wave is a continuous wave, and second is a discrete wave. So the discrete wave is nothing but a pulse radar, and continuous wave radar is a CW radar. Again, CW radar is divided into two groups, modulated and unmodulated. when we do this kind of architectures, we got more information about the target regarding velocity, speed. These kind of all things going to be calculated with the help of modulated and unmodulated carriers. But when we talk about the pulse radar, it is more robust radar in terms of range. So 8 kilometer, 16 kilometer or 32 kilometer like distance, you can easily calculate using a pulse radar. And with this help of this, you can also utilize these radars in the air traffic kind of application. There are again two types, intra-pulse and pulse modulated. Today we are only discuss about the pulse radar. First I will show you the demonstration.
In the first video we are demonstrating the component of the radar. Basically, if you seen, there is this radar is a pulse type of radar. Here you can see the name, the COCO PR8G8K. So PR means a pulse type of radar, 8G means 8 gigahertz, that is X band, and 8K means 8 kilometer. Up to 8 kilometer this radar will going to be supported to calculate the reflection from your targets. So this upper part is basically radome, where your antenna is rotating part, and the lower side part is actually electronic part, which is situated like a DSP processor, trigger unit, modular unit, sync unit, and all those units. These only have the two cable. One is the cable called as a DC cable, which is running over the 24 volt DC 8 ampere. This is the cable which is actually the we can say the LAN cable, which is connected to our PPI screen. So the first component is the radar, second component is your PPI screen, and the third component is the power supply. So here you can see these two wires are connected with the screen, and the power supply is coming from the SMPS. So these are the three parts. Now I am going to explain you the inner side of the radar. So as we know, there is a two components. The main component is here. So this is the radome. Here is the antenna. So in this antenna, this is the array kind of antenna, array kind of a microstrip antenna. Half of the part here you can see here is the microstrip, rectangular microstrip antennas are there. That is feeding at the center, exactly at the center. That is a SMA going to be feeded, and there is a planar array. This is the planar array where they are transmitting at a time to the in the air, taking the echo and processing it. So this entire antenna is sometime for the pulse time on period it is transmitting. At the same time it is in the off period it is receiving. So transmitting, receiving, both antennas are same, and which is connected with the part called as a motor. Motor is a DC motor which is used to rotate this your antenna array, planar antenna array, and here you can see the gear arrangement. So I will show you the gear arrangement. So there is a DC motor. So the DC motor is there, which is at running again 12 volt DC motor. This half of the part is a receiver part. So this is the receiver part. When the signal, when the echo is received at your antenna, so it is goes to low noise amplifier section. Then low noise amplifier section to the synchronizer section, synchronizer sections, mixer section, DSP processor section, data recording section, and data recording section to again PPI screen. Here the transmitter side you can see you can clearly here see the warnings, high voltage warning, because this is generating 2 kilowatt. So 2 kilowatt with the help of such kind of a magnetron. So as you know, this is the anode of the magnetron, which is generating very high power pulses. This is the heat sink, and here is the voltage we are applying up to 22 kilovolt. That is very big voltage we are applying to the magnetron. That's why these sections we are carrying with the EMI EMC perspective also. The magnetron are also controlled. This guys is controlled by with the use of a synchronizer, and at the same time there is one more circuit called as a modulator. Modulator is again controlled by the DSP processor input. So your pulse width is going to be controlled by the synchronizer section, trigger section, and this trigger section and synchronizer section will handle this high power carrier. So the high power carrier is generated, which is transmitted through this antenna, reflect to objects, again come back in the off period. Off period, then receiver section, means the DSP processor section and low noise amplifier section, entire section will process it. It will finding exactly the echo from the objects and giving to the PPI screen. So in this area, you can say broadly that there are 4 sections in the receiver and 5 sections in the transmitter. Apart from that, there is a STC sections are there. STC means selective time control. Selective time control means, suppose here is some objects are very near, so the echo is very much strong. That time it will adjust their gain automatically, and it is sending that okay, this is too much closer. So that's why a radar required a very big height, and then you can apply the good power, so you can actually take this reading. Even in the this side also there is a shutter of a metal. We can see practically, how it comes on the screen in our second video, that is related with again PPI. Thank you.
Now we comes to our main section, that is related with the actually PPI screen, plan position indication. That is the radar's main part. As I explain you, the radar have the main 4 parts: transmitter, receiver, duplexer, antenna, and its display. Today we are going to cover radar display. Radar have the 2 types of display. One is the raw video display. Second is the synthetic video display. Raw video display is generally again divided into 2 parts: deflection modulated and brightness modulated. These 2 words are coming from the CRT background, cathode ray tube background. So earlier in 1960s, the CRTs are more popular to display your scope signal. So the same methodology the radar people utilized that time. Up to 1985, the radar mostly the display are deflection modulated and brightness modulated. And now these days the people are using raster scan method, or the some people also use some LCD and some plasma kind of display, but which is comes under a synthetic video display. But apart from this, we just quickly see the block diagram of the radar display. Basically, the echo signal which comes directly to the video amplifier side. At the same time, range or bearing data also came. Means this is the echo signal talks about the your magnitude or reflected signal from the your target. Bearing talks about the angle where exactly that target is present. The beacons means the our starting pulse, where we are generating actually the pulse, and where is our echo. So there is a synchronization kind of. These 3 things comes to video amplifier, goes to the for the that horizontal and vertical. There are the 2 discs are there in a cathode ray tube. So they are actually giving the excitation signal to that plate. So according to that, on the screen there is a dots or the brightness will comes and occurs. With the help of that, we come to know that okay, where is our target. In the other circuitry, they also use the vertical and horizontal deflection plate control, which will also connected with your duplexer switch, means ATR switch. So in this entire block diagram now these days are replaced with your LCD display. This is the first display, which we called as A scope. So the basically the radar displays are popular are A scope display, B scope, C scope, J scope, E, H scope, and PPI scope. So right now the all the radars have the PPI kind of scope, which is synthetic under the synthetic. So let's take a look of A scope display. A scope display is exactly like your DSO or digital storage oscilloscope or your CRO. I think you are everybody seen this kind of a screen on the CRO. There is some kind of pulses are coming, and also you can see the X and Y matrices are there behind it. This display is mainly popular in various military radar where the suppose the echo comes, then there is a high pulse are there, and this every small section is actually in a 100-meter section. So here one, two, three sections are there. So three after 300 meters there is a target is coming, and here is one, second, third, and fourth. There is a pulses are there. So from that also we can come to know that what is the bearing of the that uh, uh, target. So the timing and the echo of the target we can easily analyze by using a scope. There is a scope means transmitting pulse is there, receiving echo pulse is there. This is the information which is plotted in a XY plot simply. This is one more step is when they modified that called as a J scope. J scope is mostly utilized in a submarine where you are getting the pulses, along with that you are also getting the angles, bearing information. Here is there is no bearing information, there is a bearing information. So J scope is the one step ahead than A scope. So it is a, but both are the CRT operated things and which is popular in World War II. Now there is next scope is called as a B scope. B scope is, as you seen, that elevation versus range and azimuth versus range. There are the two displays are there. Azimuth means azimuth there is an angle and there is a range. So in azimuth here is the zero angle and it is a 180 degree. Then is again zero and again it is 180 degree. So in azimuth and elevation you can find out your target. Why elevation required? Because aircraft it is coming, you require the sine theta angle to calculate the exact range of the device. So you required elevation as well as azimuth angle. So it is only possible in B scope. So there are the two dots means the two targets are coming, and slowly the target is going to a ground because it is right now down at the downward side. As in azimuth it is, we are seeing that it is coming to zero side means it is approaching towards your airport strip. Then there is a trails. Trails means it is just showing the path of the target. Means the target is here and then slowly move down, then second aircraft and then third aircraft. So they are basically showing the history of the pulses. So from that history you can track your target very easily. So that is again a time of history versus range markers. So here easily you can see here is the 160 meter height, then 140 meter, then 120 meter, then 100 meter, 180 meter. So slowly it is approaching to this side, means it's the ground side. Then there is a type called as a C scope. C scope means it is elevation azimuth in a one screen. This is again a CRO base or CRT based screen where you can see the things in a quadrant side. Quadrant side you can easily justify the angle. At the same time these are the range markers. These are the positive range marker, negative range marker, left right range markers and left range markers. So these are the range markers are there, but they are not exactly showing the ranges. They are approximately showing the ranges, but they are showing very accurately the angles basically. So approaching angles, this is the display, but this is not utilized right now these days. Then there is the E-scope display. E-scope display is only talking about the elevation, how the elevation comes down. This is again a display which is used in submarine. In the upper side you can see A scope and J scope. When the submarine goes in the deep water, so this radar will tell them how is their altimeter is going. Then this is the RHI scope, means the two scope when A and H is A and C are mixed, then there is an RHI scope. So here is the summary. In the summary there is a scope summary You can see, you can find out the range. B scope, there is a possibility of the range. In the C scope, there is no possibility of the range, but in PPI, you can get the range. You can get the azimuth. So most of the data you will get in the PPI scope.
Describing the features of PPI, this is the adjust button. So as you seen here, the first is a gain. So if you increase the gain, right now it is the gain is 69%. If you increase at 100%, what will happen? We will see. Just click enter, increase the gain. If I go 100%, you can see the lots of noise comings and unwanted echoes are generated on the screen. So you have to be sure that suppose when you are using in the indoor, don't increase the gain, bigger gain. So you have to just put the gain appropriate, so that you should handle a good amount of clutter. So right now I am putting my radar at 66% of the gain. So most of the things are going to be cleared. Okay, and still I can reduce. Okay, so now it is much better, 62%. So we will go for the second features called as C clutter. Clutter means unwanted noise coming from the echoes. If you want to reduce that echoes from the surfaces, so you have to turn on this C clutter. So right now it is off condition. If I increase conditions 27%, so if I increase it, you can see there's a lots of clutters also get vanish easily in the screen. So this actually C clutter is to use to reduce the surface clutters. Now you can see again, earlier the yellow color is big, here also big, but it is reduced. Now again reduce for 59%, only the whatever the real echoes, that is only comes in the screens. Okay, so I again come and say off conditions, quit. Then the next clutter is the rain clutter. Rain clutter is also that many times the rainy seasons are there. Then you can turn on these clutters. You can tell him that this much percent raining is there. Then according to that, he will adjust your screen, reduce the rains. And the next is also you can, right now I put off, enter, then adjust. Then there is an FTC clutter. FTC clutter is low, medium and high. FTC means fast time constant clutter. It is a low frequency clutter. Basically the low frequencies components coming to the echo, then it will reduce that kind of filter. It is just a filter. So you better way turn off, enter. Then again the next feature is zooming. You can zoom smaller object. Target expansion. Target expansion means you can see particularly target, how it is growing. If it is coming to you slowly the echo is going to be increased. That time you can utilize this function. Then the next function is called as a trail. Trail is a function which shows you the moving paths. So if some of the aircraft is coming towards you, then you can see the path, how it is coming from this side or some back side. So you can just simply see the path of that target. Then there is a guard zone. Guard zone means in a particular area, suppose if you want to block the electromagnetic rays in suppose this area, suppose this is the wall or this is the ATC side compound, so you can guard zone, it will block that EM rays. And then there is an these markers are there, VRM and EBL. These are the two markers. Thank you.
Now this is actually the PPI. It's the one more advantage coming from display side, that is most advanced displays right now, synthetic aperture radar display, where you can see this aircraft is there having some movements and it is catching, and it will make some trails actually how it goes. So these are the very advanced synthetic aperture radar display there right now that is available in the markets, especially for the military radar it is available. Okay, and if you see any Mumbai or any international airport, mostly there is a building called as the ATC, Air Traffic Control. This air traffic control. On that traffic control, you see might be the some uh, this kind of radar. This kind of radar is basically a surface movement radar, which is made to see the airstrip management, because at a time there are so many aircrafts are there which is moving on the surface of the airstrips. Some are in the parking mode, some are the just landed in the surface. So at that time they required some radar to locate the particularly aircraft. So that for that such kind of purpose, these radars are used, called as a extreme revolution. They have speed very fast, they are rotating. They have also the short range, means they only cover the airport area, not the bigger, only 2 kilometers they cover. They are running on the X band, and these are the basically made airstrip management radar, ATC radar. Second is en route radar. The name is en route. The en route is also popular for international airport, but these having a very good capacity to locate your target at a very long range, at maybe at 200 kilometer also they can locate the things. So they are very much powerful, but they are working at the L band. Slowly they are rotating, not like earlier one. It is very extreme fast rotation. Here is a RPM is small, very slow, or you can say this is also a airport traffic management en route kind of radar. This is the second radar, but the PPI screen is the same for earlier and this one. Then there is a terminal area radar. This radar is most popular for the ships, navy purpose. On the ship, you can see such kind of radar frames. There is a cut parabolic antenna, along with that some horn antenna combinations are there. This horn, two horns antennas are there for TX and RX. These are the phase array reflectors are there. These antenna are having a very small weight, small area, but a short range. They are working in a S band. This radar is called as a terminal area radar, which is mostly popular for the naval ship. Naval ship utilize such kind of radars. In the next, you can see the combat radar. Combat radar is easily installed on the vehicle. Generally, you see in the front side is a cut parabolic with a radome, green color radome, and back side there is a magnetron, and entire RF front end devices are there. The screens is situated and installed at the bottom side, so it is just 8 kilometer to 10 kilometer they can easily evaluate. The range and band of operation is X band. Normally we are struggling for such kind of radars. Okay, this is the again a quick classification: military and civil use radar. There are two types of radar. In military, again, air battlefield and air traffic control, which I actually cover: en route, air surveillance, precision radar, and surface movement radar. These are the popular radar in the air traffic, where our same PPI screen is utilized. In the civil use, mostly popular is weather radar. This weather radar is we are getting the data from the weather radar for regarding our atmosphere and day-to-day weather. So some police cop also use some speed gauges radar to calculate our car speed of the things. Mostly surveillance, air police, and missile control radar. These are very high and critical. This radars are there. They are not even available any videos also. In the radars, there are three types: land based, sea based, and air based. Today I demonstrated the radar, which is actually the land based, and in the three things, your PPI screen is the same. So in the last conclusion, we want to tell you that even if it is the radar is any type, even if the land base or any airport base or any military base, but the PPI screen remains same. The duplexer, transmitter, receiver, antenna and the PPI screen, these are the main 4 or 5 elements are there. And today we going to cover these sections of the PPI screen. Definitely we are pleased to conduct the next session. If it permits, then it is definitely for the antenna specially, or on request we can do. Thanks again Ham Pune group to give us the opportunity to deliver the session. Thank you.